Somebody other than me is probably panicking right now, but I'm going to keep very cool about that. Yeah, sure. It seems great. I'm chill.
Everybody
I'm
be
chill
cool.
about it.
Be cool, everybody. Be cool.
Heart rate is not going up at all.
Taylor Swift is not sending invitations. Let that sink in for a second. The woman who planned an entire Eras tour with military precision, who kept secret album drops under wraps for months, who runs one of the tightest ships in entertainment history, she is picking up her phone, personally dialing celebrity after celebrity, and saying the words herself. Keep this date open, July 3rd, New York City. And then she hangs up without giving them the venue address.
She is actually calling people and telling them, hey, keep this date.
All those spam calls, because I figured Travis, he would have called me by now. So
you would think,
I got to make sure that's okay. But this is actually a genius move.
Because somebody in Travis Kelce's inner circle reportedly cannot stop talking. And that single detail, Taylor Swift making personal phone calls instead of trusting her own invitations, tells you everything about how serious this leak problem has become. Here's what we know over the past 2 months. Nearly every major detail about what's shaping up to be the biggest celebrity wedding of 2026 has found its way into the tabloids. The date, July 3rd, leaked back in April. The city, New York, followed a week later. Then the venue theories started pouring in. Liberty Island, the Plaza, the Soho apartment, all hitting headlines within days of each other.
Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce are officially tying the knot, and their wedding date and location have now been revealed. According to a source who spoke to Page 6, save the dates have already gone out, confirming that the couple's big day is set for July 3rd in New York City.
The guest list bled out name by name. Selena Gomez, Gigi Hadid, Patrick Mahomes, Andy Reid.
Have you received your invitation to Travis's and Taylor's wedding?
Well, I probably have. I don't outgrow my tuxedo before then. I'm going.
The Haim sisters, Gracie Abrams, Emma Stone, Miles Teller, Zoe Kravitz, every single name dripped into the press across weeks, like someone was feeding it piece by piece. Then came the honeymoon destinations: Greece, Italy, Croatia, the Bahamas, Lake Como, Fiji, the $10 million bachelorette budget, the Chiltern Firehouse reception in London, even the flower countdown and the daily deliveries, all of it leaked. And the thing that makes this genuinely unsettling, sources are now saying the leaks aren't coming from a rogue waiter, not a hotel concierge, not some random outsider who got lucky. The leaks are reportedly being traced back to people inside Travis Kelce's own circle, his people, his world, not Taylor's. Because here's the thing about Taylor's operation, it's airtight. Her NDAs are ironclad. Her staff has been trained for years, sometimes decades, to protect every detail. Nothing gets out unless Taylor wants it out. But Travis comes from football, and football culture is different. Locker rooms are loud. The openness that makes Travis the most beloved teammate in Kansas City, the energy that makes him light up every room he walks into, that same energy reportedly created an environment where private wedding details flowed a little too freely. And Taylor is reportedly rattled. Not angry, not dramatic, but on edge in a way that sources describe as escalating week by week. First came the watermarked invitations. Each save the date had the guest's name embedded into the background, so if anyone photographed it, if anyone sold it or shared it, Taylor and Travis would know exactly who it came from.
Source confirmed to Entertainment Tonight that the save the dates went out and each one had the guest names written in the background. So this way, if anyone takes a photo, if they sell it, if they share it, Taylor and Travis will know exactly where it came from.
When that wasn't enough, she implemented a strict no-phone policy. Guests will hand over their devices before entering the ceremony. Then came the security upgrades, hundreds of guards, an operation being described as military grade. And then the most dramatic move of all, 6 separate wedding gowns commissioned from multiple designers. Some are real, some are deliberate decoys. Every designer signed an NDA. If one dress leaks, Taylor's team will know exactly which fitting room was compromised. 6 gowns just to protect one walk down the aisle. But even all of that wasn't enough, because the leaks kept coming. So Taylor took it into her own hands. she started calling guests directly. Her team handles some of the outreach, but Taylor herself is personally making calls to the biggest names on the list. The conversations are deliberately thin on specifics. She gives the date, she gives the city, and that's it. No venue, no address, no timeline. The exact location will reportedly only be revealed on the day of the wedding itself. She could have sent beautiful engraved invitations on custom stationery, the kind you'd expect from a woman with her taste, but she didn't, because the traditional channels failed her, and when the system breaks, Taylor Swift becomes the system. Travis, for his part, is reportedly addressing the situation quietly. No public statements, no dramatic fallout. He's having private conversations with the people closest to him, identifying who shared what, and making it clear that the behavior stops now. The investigation is focused on a small group who had access to details only his side would have known: the venue plans, the guest additions from the Chiefs' side, the bachelor party logistics. Travis Kelce, the man who has kept defensive schemes and play calls locked in his head for 13 NFL seasons, now has to keep the biggest secret of his personal life, and the clock is ticking 49 days. And while all of this leak drama has been unfolding behind the scenes, Taylor and Travis just reunited in New York City for the first time since their European trip. Sources confirmed the couple stepped out for dinner together in Manhattan on Friday night.
Security! No, don't move, guys!
That ended a stretch where Taylor had been spotted solo around the city, a family dinner on Monday, Lena Dunham's birthday on Tuesday, a night at Zero Bond earlier in the week.
Taylor over here. Taylor.
Travis had been back in Kansas City handling Chiefs' off-season commitments before flying in Friday. The reunion dinner is small, intimate, and it says something important. Despite the stress, despite the leaks, despite the chaos swirling around their wedding plans, they're entering the final 49-day stretch side by side together, handling it the way they handle everything, privately and as a team. Speaking of the guest list, Andy Reid basically confirmed his wedding invite this week, and honestly, it was the most Andy Reid thing ever. When asked on Kansas City radio if he'd received an invitation, the coach delivered a classic non-answer. Quote, "I probably have. I don't outgrow my tuxedo before then. I'm going. I'm not the show. I'm just going to show up those guys. I'm so happy for them." End quote.
Have you received your invitation to Travis's and Taylor's wedding?
Well, I probably have. I don't outgrow my tuxedo before then. I'm going. I'm not the show. I'm just showing. I'm just going to show up. Those guys, I'm so happy for them.
That's it. No details, no fanfare, just pure Andy Reid energy. The man who coached Travis for 13 seasons, who watched him grow from a dominant tight end into a global figure, is going to be in that room on July 3rd. And Travis has spoken about Reid with such deep love, quote, "I love that guy, man," that you know having his coach there means more to him than almost anyone else on that list. Don't even get me started on how emotional that toast is going to be. Now here's a fun one. Drake dropped 3 albums simultaneously this week, 43 songs total, and on one of the cover arts, fans spotted something that made the internet lose its mind: a friendship bracelet, spelling out the album title in bead style that is a direct callback to Taylor Swift's Eras Tour bracelets. Drake, who once called Taylor, quote, "the biggest gangster in the music game," quietly tipping his hat to her cultural dominance on his own album artwork. And here's the stat that makes it even wilder. When those albums chart, Drake will reportedly tie Taylor for the most #1 albums of all time for a solo artist, 15. The friendship bracelet isn't random. It's an acknowledgement of exactly who sits at the top of the mountain. And one more thing worth mentioning, sources this week address the Taylor and Kylie Kelce dynamic, and the truth is more nuanced than fans might expect. A source close to the family said, quote, "They're the same age, but they just live such different lives. Kylie is 4 babies in. All of Taylor's friends are rich and famous, and Kylie's juggling mom duties," end quote. No feud, no bad blood pun absolutely intended. Just two women in different phases of life who are reportedly getting closer now that the wedding is official. The love between them is real. It's just quieter than the internet wants it to be. So here we are, 49 days out. The leak has been identified. The source is reportedly inside the house. Taylor Swift, the woman who fills stadiums with 100,000 people screaming her lyrics, is sitting in her New York apartment making one phone call at a time, protecting the most important day of her life with her own voice. And Travis Kelce, the man who has never met a room he couldn't light up, is quietly handling the hardest part, making sure the people he loves the most don't become the reason his wedding plays out in tabloid headlines before it plays out at the altar. That's not celebrity drama. That's two people fighting to keep something sacred in a world that wants to consume every piece of it. And if anyone can pull it off, it's them. That's all for this video, folks. See you next time.